Hello, everybody, and welcome to Why Are You an Entrepreneur? The Trials and Triumphs of the Journey. I'm Maureen Edwards. I'm the founder of 8 Simple Steps. So if you're tuning in for the first time or you're possibly watching the replay, welcome. And this is all about where I bring you rock star entrepreneurs at various levels of their journey. Some are just starting, some are just building, and some have been in business for decades. And it's all about bringing you best practices, resources, lots of wisdom, and some inspiration while you're on your entrepreneurial journey. Because we find that this is a community, it's a village, and that's what it takes, sharing other people's ideas to help one another. And that's the whole purpose of tonight. And so when I say it's rock stars and rock star conversations, I say it every week. This is no different. And so I want to introduce you to my guest, Adjo Agbossoumonde. Do I have that right?
Almost there. Adjo Agbossoumonde.
Oh, okay. Forgive me on that, but
We're
I'm
good.
so happy to have you here. You are the CEO and founder of Pont Translations. And so I am very anxious to hear all about your company. But before we start, I would like to ask you, why are you an entrepreneur with your own business?
Yeah, I can say that I am a linguist entrepreneur. I am an interpreter by trade, a translator by trade, and have been translating for over 20 years, have been interpreting for over 10 years. And at one point, I think it's not proud to say that I'm good at what I do. And I really love what I do. But at one point, I thought I can make my own schedule
Yes.
and have the freedom to do what I like to do also best, which is help others. Have the time to help when I can, families, friends, and then live the life with my own schedule and when I
Hey,
help everybody else.
that's like a really good reason to be an entrepreneur, because a lot of people go into it to have that flexibility and not have a boss or a company dictating to you when you can see your family, when you can see your friends, when you can take care of your kids. So kudos to you for saying, nope, I'm in charge here. So tell me how you actually started your company and how long ago?
Yes, I have been freelancing for a long time, since 2011. And then 2017, I became a corporate company, Le Pont Translations LLC. And I didn't know I should sign up at the Georgia corporate website to become a business. I thought I was already in business, so with freelancing. But I went to a webinar, actually a workshop, with a small business local office in Atlanta.
Yes.
And they said, oh, you have to register your business. So they gave me all the resources. One of them was the Small Business Development Center, SDBC. And so many local offices here in Metro Atlanta. And I reached out to them, and they were very helpful and set up my business at no cost.
Yeah.
Free resource service. And they have been a good support ever since.
I love free. And anytime you can get free mentorship through SCORE, big check. I'm a national speaker for them and workshop host. I totally say to small business owners who, when you're first starting out, get yourself a mentor, because it has been proven that you stay in business at an 85% rate if you get a mentor in the first year. So excellent choice for you to go ahead and say, I don't know everything. Let me go ahead and, seek a few people I can get help with. And so my question for you then is, what have been your biggest challenges in having a small business?
having your own business, I heard Raymond Ray one time says running your own business is very difficult.
Yeah.
It can be overwhelming at times. You put in a lot of hours, even though you're working for yourself, you do work hard. So it can be long, exhausting hours sometimes. And sometimes you can feel discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
Like you went through some work, maybe a proposal that didn't come through. And so it can be overwhelming and can be challenging.
So, how do you overcome that overwhelm and that challenge that every entrepreneur experiences it? And we all experience it at different levels. I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years with 6 companies, and there are days I get overwhelmed and I get like, ooh, I got to keep going and going. So how are you doing it?
So when I get overwhelmed, I have learned, I've been learning a lot how to do business. So I've learned to delegate. So there are things I can delegate. I have a project manager who helps on project basis. And I have an accountant that helps. And everything else that I cannot delegate, I will find a way to get help. I've learned to ask for help. I'll talk to my mentors, coach, some other business owners about things, or just talk to a good friends. What I do, I try to keep active lifestyle with walking. So I go for a walk and I plan to talk to a friend. I call, sometimes we meet and talk and walk. And so that helps. I would just call on purpose while I'm walking to talk over some of this thing, and it helps with my emotional intelligence so I can function.
So, all these small business owners who are tuning in right now, did you really hear what she said? It's called Get a Support System. Talk to people who are maybe experiencing the same thing you have or have in the past and can help you get through it. I always say, having a business, either starting it, managing it, scaling it, it takes a village. I mean, this is really what it's all about, because you said it. Entrepreneurship is hard. But I have learned that it doesn't have to be. If you put the right processes in place, you don't need to know everything. You just need to know what works. And I love the fact that you're seeking out people both for mindset and for, work. And so Judy is tuning in right now, and she says, delegate and ask for help. Smart woman. Oh, she is smart, Judy. And sometimes we don't figure that out until like late in the game. We want to do everything. I know when I had my first company, I was like, okay, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, until it all fell apart and blew up. And I realized, you know what? There are people out there who know what they're doing, who I need to seek help with. So can you tell me what your greatest success has been so far in your business?
My greatest success is in my human capital. It's not, I haven't made the $1 million yet. So it's not in the millions, but it's in my human capital, in the people I work with, a great team. And I have learned to share with them concerns, and I have received the support from them all the time. And I have learned to actually be the servant and go and see what is happening in their lives apart from work, so that I can give them the support they need. Because we usually do our work in remote session, remotely. So everybody knows about mental health and workplace and remote workplace. So trying to be there for them. At one point, I was able to take a week off and go and support a team member who really needed help. and I would take time off at times up to a month. This year, I was able to take a month off and support a family member who needed help. Of course, when you're not working, you're not making all the money.
No,
But
you're not. But something you said, I have never heard anybody say that their greatest success has been human capital. Like right now, I'm trying to digest that. I think that is incredibly insightful. I think that's a lot of self-awareness on your part and understanding that so many people don't understand this, especially in corporate America, that your people are your people. That's who build your company side by side with you, and that's huge. I just want to say thank you for that. So it's human capital has been your greatest success, and I
you're
may
welcome.
actually use that
Yes,
as a quote.
yes, I will. I will. Because at one point I have a new contractor, very young, and he was working on a project. I felt that he was really good with the first few projects, but then he was taking so long on a short project, and I was like, there's something wrong with him.
Hmm.
And I actually called him on the phone, and he said, my brother is very sick, and actually, I don't think he's gonna make it. And the next day he called me, he said, my brother passed away. And because I've been traveling, the brother was in another city and he lives in another city, and he was traveling back and forth and he couldn't focus on work. So I think, and I told him, guess what? This is not a very urgent project. Just go take care of family and I'll be praying for you. And when all is settled, we can pick up on this. And, I'm glad I called him on the phone instead of emailing and say, oh, why this taking so long? Because sometimes people don't offer to tell their personal lives and mix work with life, but I think it's difficult to remove personal life from professional life because it does affect our own life. It does affect, my life, and I know it does affect everybody's life. So I have made it a point to take that into account.
I absolutely love what you're saying here because you have compassion for the human side. And I just want to say that if more people would just ask what's going on behind the scenes, it would clear up a lot of misconceptions, a lot of
Yeah.
miscommunication, and you'd be able to help people get through what they need to get through faster so they can come back and be more productive. And Judy is saying very insightful, and people would love to have that where they work. Absolutely. It's just not something that's done. And uh, Judy, I know Judy,
Thank you, Judy.
and Judy says, always say, know your people. And she is one of the biggest leadership coaches out there for women. And
Okay,
she
thank you,
always
Judy.
says, know your people personally and professionally. It is so important. And I've heard her say that numerous times in her speaking engagements and different events that we're at. And very knowledgeable. And so are you. And you're practicing what you understand. So that's great. And for small business owners out there, here's my message for you that Adjo is sharing with you is that the people you hire are the backbone of your company, and keep the lines of communication open, but also empathy.
Yes,
Empathy is a big
empathy
word.
is crucial.
Absolutely. So tell me a little bit about what makes your company different. What makes your brand different than somebody else who would be seeking out similar services?
That's a very difficult question.
No, 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 no.
Because there are, I would say, every day there are new translation company being formed. So there are thousands of translation service providers. But what makes us unique is that we go the extra mile. I go the extra mile, being the linguist myself, and working with team of very professional, experienced interpreters and translators, going the extra mile to make a difference, and doing so with a human touch. You know, keeping the human in the picture and making the process less stressful when we can.
And I'm seeing that human touch now just by sharing how you run your company and how you interact with your employees. And I can't imagine it being any different with the clients you serve. And so I do think that is a big difference. Uh, and I think it's really something that says a lot about your culture that you have. So uh, I think that is great. So tell me specifically the people you serve. Okay, so who are your people outside, the external, not the internal? Who are the people you would most want to connect with?
Yeah, I serve the lawyers,
Okay.
law firms. Most of the time with law firms or lawyers, there is a difficulty connecting with very qualified courts or legal interpreters
Mm.
for their depositions or a court case. And so I serve lawyers and making it easier for them to connect with interpreters with our remote platform.
Okay.
It's easy to use. You can log on to your computer. You can connect on the phone with a simple app. And we offer the back office support for you when you need to. Most people who are, computer savvy can do it themselves, but we offer that service. So it's easier to connect to professional qualified interpreters remotely, anytime, anywhere, from over 200 languages. And
Oh,
some languages you will need, if you need my native tongue, Ewe language, you will need to pre-schedule because you don't have many of those interpreters in the country. So you will have to pre-schedule for a few languages, but most of them you can connect to an interpreter on demand anytime when you need to. Also serve, the courts and the medical facilities, the telehealth, they're already online, so they can connect to qualified medical interpreters as well.
so,
And one big client we serve is events organizers.
hmm,
When you have corporate events or any training or workshop, you can make a bigger impact if your
hmm.
message can be heard in the language of the audience. So if your audience, some of them speak language other than your own language, then we can have interpreters that relate, be your voice, and take your message to them so they can hear your impactful message in their own language. And in that way, you're making a big difference.
So how many languages are you fluent in?
I can speak 3 languages fluently.
Which
Ewe is
ones?
my native.
Which one?
Ewe, Ewe. Adjo is Ewe name. Ewe is the language, is the people, and also the culture, the tribe. So Adjo is a girl that's born on Monday. And I can speak. There's a variant of Ewe called Mina from Togo. And I originally from Togo. Togo is a French-speaking country. I'm not French, I'm Francophone. So I speak French, and I'm still learning my English.
You're doing pretty well. I don't know, you're really learning or you already know it.
I have a master's in English translation and interpretation. I'm still learning my English. as we speak.
So tell me, what type of marketing platforms are you using right now to reach your ideal clients? Because this is very specialized, and I'm just curious as to where your people are showing up.
For marketing, that's one of the aspect I need help with, and I'm working on that. So for now, is with people through my website and also LinkedIn,
Mm-hmm.
the American Translators Association
Okay.
that I'm a member of, and Google My Business.
Yeah.
Google My
Google.
Business as well. So traffic is coming from them. And of course, referrals from, satisfied clients, word of mouth as well.
That's great. And are there any social media platforms besides LinkedIn? Do you use Twitter or Instagram or Facebook at all?
I use Facebook. I use Instagram. I just started using Twitter. I haven't posted much there. So keeping up with social media platform is one big challenge I'm seeing.
It is for all of us. And, I always say to people, really simplify this, maybe just pick two that your people are really at. LinkedIn is definitely one of the best ones for you. But, you can't work them all
You,
and work them well until maybe you're into this role of delegating it to a digital marketer, or
yeah,
you're just, you've become really experienced with it and you can just knock it out quick. But as a small business owner, we got to keep that stuff simple, because I think it could drive you crazy. I
it
really
can,
do.
it can. So keep in to LinkedIn most of the time, and then Facebook, Instagram.
So tell me, what would you like to do with your company in the future? Like, how do you see yourself scaling?
Scaling, one of my vision, and also here I'll say my mission is to create satisfying and also gratifying work for myself and for my team. And I am seeing a lot of young out of college translators and interpreters who are looking for work. And sometimes there could be a lot of work, but not paying enough. And we all have seen what inflation is doing to everybody else. And I think work should be satisfying and gratifying and helping you meet the needs, pay your bills and help others when you can. And so doing that and be the go-to person and make a difference.
I love that. So, you mentioned something about the economy slowing down, and that's going to be a difficult thing for all small business owners. So, how are you preparing for that now to make sure you don't have a really big impact?
Yes, the overall economy is affecting all of us. So we've seen one issue I don't have is, I'm not having issue with staffing. So what I'm trying to do is make sure that things that are working, we keep improving those things. And things that are not working, we stop spending money on those things.
Oh, love this answer. All right. You totally nailed it. It's like we are just going to maximize the heck out of proven processes,
Yes.
things we've gotten results, and we're going to pivot and get rid of everything else and just stay focused. All right, everybody, did you hear that out there? The small business owners know she knows her stuff, and this is definitely a way to get through a recession or any type of economic slowdown, and just focus on what's working, focus on your customers. So that's awesome, really
Yes.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And so Judy's like, one smart woman for sure. Oh, yeah. Judy, I'm a fan too. Like
Oh,
I said to
wonderful.
people, when I tell you that I bring you rock stars, I mean, come on. These are your fellow small business owners who you should be connecting with, who you should be using as a support system yourself. We could always be learning from each other. And you're just sharing some amazing wisdom out there.
And
So,
I have been learning from so many, so
yeah.
many. Some recently, I've gone to workshops, networking events,
Uh-huh.
not to pass out my business cards, but just to learn from other business owners out there. And I have been learning a lot
You can
from
never
so
stop.
many in different industries, so that I see what they're doing, what's working with them.
You can never stop. And anybody who thinks, like I said, you can YouTube or Google your way and think that that's going to give you everything you need, not going to happen. And here's living proof right here with Adjo. So, do you have a quote that you really love or reflects how you feel about things that you could share?
Yes, my lifelong quote is, when I do my best, I will do my best. If I can help, I'll help. And then I feel good about it. But the quote says, for me, said, I do my best, and then I feel good, and anything else is not my problem. If somebody's not happy with the best I've done, I'm fine. I am at peace. But I will always try to do the very best, in any situation, to help or work on projects, and then I am at peace after all.
So, what words of wisdom, one last words of wisdom for other small business owners would you give to them who are maybe just starting? Let's look at just our startups out there. What would you say to them?
Yeah. Learn from others, and keep learning, and be human. Stay human. I think it's important to keep the human in business. I feel that sometimes the human aspect is taken out of the business transaction,
Yeah.
and it's not a good thing. So stay yourself, be true to yourself, and stay human in all you do. I think it makes a big difference.
I have to tell you, I have loved this conversation. I have loved getting to know you better. And I think that you have just brought some really different um, tips than what I've heard in the past. And I love that very insightful, authentic, and deep self awareness that you're bringing to the table for other small business owners. So thank you for that. Um, and Judy says, we're all in the H to H business, human to human. I like that. H
I
to
love
H.
that. It's too
Not B
good.
to B, B to C. It's H to H. All right, Judy,
I
that's your
love
next
that.
book title.
Yes, H to it.
You're in the H2H business.
I love it.
Oh,
That's
all right.
really
So,
nice.
can you share with everybody how they can get a hold of you if they are in need of your services?
Yes. Le Pont Translations.net.
Okay. And it's
Uh,
LEPONT.
LEPONTTranslations. Le Pont Translations.net. Also on Facebook, Le Pont Translations. On Instagram, Le Pont Translation, Instagram. And I'm on LinkedIn.
Great.
at the Pont Translations LinkedIn.
So everybody out there, if you have enjoyed this conversation as much as I have, I would say to you, reach out to Adjo, because it is the A2H factor that she has that really makes her different. So we're going to get ready to close out tonight. And if you've watched this replay, please go ahead and like us and share it. Let people know who are walking their journey that there are resources all around you. So I'm Maureen Edwards with 8 Simple Steps. You can reach out to me at 8simplesteps.net, and that's the number 8simplesteps.net, or you can just DM me here on all of my channels. If there's anything that you need, any way that I can help you, this is all about taking the hard out of building, starting, scaling a business. And I hope that you have loved this episode. Adjo, I hope you'll come back another time and share some updates and where you're at.
I would love to. And I would like to thank everyone. I was trying to write a comment, but I don't think I am doing well.
Yeah, it may not let you. It may not let you with this.
So I just want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you, Miss Judy. And thank you, Maureen. This has been wonderful. I really appreciate the opportunity for us to talk.
All right. All right. I'm going to end the broadcast, but afterwards, Adjo, just stay on so we can finalize everything together. All right. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night.